First Contact Protocol. Ambassador Sarah Chen stood before the massive crystalline windows of Harmony Station, watching the swirling nebula beyond. The purple and blue gases created an otherworldly backdrop for the most important diplomatic summit in human history. After decades of serving as galactic mediators, humanity faced their greatest challenge yet. The Harmony Station's central chamber buzzed with activity as representatives from 17 different species filed in for the emergency session. The Arxer delegation's scaled forms towered over the others, their ceremonial armor gleaming under the station's lights. Across the chamber, the Zintheri observers floated in their containment spheres, their bioluminescent tentacles pulsing with anxiety. "Ambassador, the Arxer delegation is demanding to speak first," whispered James Morton, her chief of staff. His cybernetic eye whirred as it processed the emotional signatures of the gathered aliens. Their biological markers indicate extreme agitation. Sarah nodded, her neural implant already processing the same data. Humanity's unique gift, the ability to detect deception across all known species, had made them invaluable as mediators in galactic politics. Their advanced AI integration and pattern recognition capabilities allowed them to spot lies that would fool even the most sophisticated alien truth detection systems. "Let them speak," she said, straightening her formal diplomatic robes. "But monitor everything closely. Something feels off about this crisis." The Arxer representative, Supreme Commander Vexthor, stepped forward. His massive form cast a shadow across the chamber floor. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council," his translator broadcasted, "we come before you with evidence of a grave violation of the Eternal Accords. The Zintheri have been developing quantum-based weapons in direct violation of Section 7. A wave of murmurs swept through the chamber. The Zintheri representative's tentacles flashed rapid patterns of denial. Sarah's neural implant registered the spike in pheromone signatures from multiple species: fear, anger, and something else she couldn't quite place. "These accusations are baseless," the lead Zintheri representative pulsed, their bioluminescence translated into words. "We have maintained strict adherence to all weapons protocols since the Great War. The Arxer seek only to destabilize our trading position in the Outer Rim." Sarah's implant pinged. There, a subtle fluctuation in the Zintheri's biophotonic patterns. A half-truth, but not a complete lie. She stepped forward, her voice calm, but carrying authority that came from decades of successful mediations. "The Council recognizes humanity's role as neutral arbiters in this matter," she began. "We propose an immediate investigation team, led by human truth seekers, to verify these claims." "Unacceptable." Vexthor's scales bristled. "We demand immediate sanctions against the Zintheri. Our evidence is irrefutable." His translator couldn't quite mask the undertone of eagerness in his subsonic frequencies. Sarah's implant registered another anomaly. The Arxer's physiological responses didn't match their apparent outrage. Years of experience had taught her to trust these subtle discrepancies. She caught James's eye, and he gave an almost imperceptible nod. He'd noticed it too. "Commander Vexthor," Sarah said, choosing her words carefully, "would you be willing to submit your evidence for analysis by our quantum verification systems?" She gestured to the advanced human technology that had become standard in all major diplomatic proceedings. The Arxer commander hesitated for a fraction of a second, long enough for Sarah's enhanced senses to detect the spike in stress hormones. "Our evidence is sensitive in nature. It cannot be verified through standard protocols." The chamber erupted in overlapping translator signals as multiple species began speaking at once. Sarah held up her hand, and the noise gradually subsided. Humanity's reputation for fairness had earned them this level of respect. "I propose an alternative," she said, her neural implant already formulating a strategy. "A joint investigation team, comprised of human truth seekers and representatives from neutral systems. We will inspect both the alleged weapons facilities and the source of the Arxer evidence." She turned to address the entire chamber. "Humanity's position as arbiters was earned through our commitment to truth and justice. We cannot allow accusations of this magnitude to destabilize the peace we have all worked so hard to maintain. The Xanthari representative's tentacles rippled with patterns indicating agreement. The Arxer delegation seemed less enthusiastic, but with the Chamber's attention focused on them, they could hardly refuse. As the various species began discussing the logistics of the investigation, Sarah's implant picked up an encrypted message from Earth Command. Potential breakthrough in quantum communication analysis. Multiple species may be involved in larger conspiracy. Proceed with caution. Sarah kept her expression neutral, but her mind raced with the implications. The Arxer's accusation and the Xanthari's response were both partial truths, suggesting a deeper game being played. Humanity's role as guardians of galactic peace was about to be tested like never before. James, she subvocalized through their secure channel, contact our quantum analysis team. I want every piece of data from the past 6 months reviewed. Something bigger is happening here, and we need to know what we're really dealing with. As the chamber continued its heated discussions, Sarah watched the swirling nebula outside. Humanity had evolved beyond their violent past to become the galaxy's mediators, but she couldn't shake the feeling that their greatest challenge was just beginning. The peace they'd helped forge was more fragile than ever, and only human ingenuity could uncover the truth before it shattered completely. The next few days would determine whether humanity's reputation as the galaxy's honest brokers would survive, and perhaps the fate of galactic peace itself. Sarah straightened her shoulders, ready to face whatever revelations awaited. After all, that's what humans did best: adapt, overcome, and find the truth, no matter how well hidden it might be. The Quantum Gambit. The investigation ship Truth Seeker dropped out of FTL near the edges of Xanthari space, its quantum sensors already scanning the surrounding systems. Dr. Maya Patel stood at her station, her neural implants processing the incoming data streams at unprecedented speeds. As humanity's leading expert in quantum mechanics, she had been specifically requested for this mission by Ambassador Chen. The ship's AI, projected a holographic display of the local space sector. Multiple quantum anomalies detected in Grid Sector 7, it announced. Signature patterns match neither Xanthari nor Arxer known technology bases. Maya studied the readings, her enhanced mind mapping the quantum fluctuations against known patterns. Something wasn't adding up. The energy signatures were too precise, too deliberate to be natural phenomena. But they didn't match any known weapons research either. Captain Rodriguez, she called out, can we get closer to the source of these anomalies? The captain, a veteran of countless diplomatic missions, nodded. Taking us in, Doctor. But keep in mind we're being watched by both sides. The Truth Seeker glided through space, its human-designed stealth systems making it nearly invisible to conventional sensors. 2 escort vessels, 1 Arxer, 1 Xanthari, flanked them at a distance, each watching the other as much as they monitored the investigation. Maya's neural implants suddenly flared with warning signals. The quantum readings had shifted dramatically, forming patterns she'd only seen in theoretical models. This is impossible, she muttered, double-checking the data. Captain, these signatures, they're not weapons research. They're quantum communication nodes, but operating on a scale that shouldn't be possible. Before anyone could respond, ARI's avatar flickered with urgency. Multiple vessels detected emerging from quantum space, unknown configuration. The bridge erupted into action as sleek, crystalline ships materialized around them. Their design was unlike anything in known space, their hulls seeming to shift between states of matter. Incoming transmission, the communications officer announced. It's being broadcast on all frequencies simultaneously. A voice filled the bridge, speaking perfect universal standard, but with an undertone that made Maya's neural implants buzz. Human vessel, you have encountered something you were not meant to find. We apologize, but we cannot allow this discovery to proceed. Captain Rodriguez stood, her stance firm. This is a sanctioned investigation under Galactic Council authority. Identify yourselves immediately. "We are the Quantum Collective," the voice replied. "We exist in the spaces between your understanding of reality. The Arxer and Syntheri conflict is our creation, a necessary distraction while we complete our work." Maya's mind raced as she processed the implications. The quantum signatures, the impossible communications technology, the manufactured conflict between species, it all pointed to something far more significant than weapons research. "You're using quantum entanglement to manipulate multiple realities," she said aloud, her enhanced mind finally piecing it together. "The weapons accusations were just cover for your quantum manipulation experiments." "Impressive deduction, Dr. Patel," the voice responded. "Humanity's neural integration capabilities are truly remarkable. This is why we chose your species as the focus of our study." The crystalline ships began moving into an attack formation. Captain Rodriguez quickly opened a secure channel to Harmony Station, but Maya's quantum sensors showed their communications were being blocked at a fundamental level. "We have been watching humanity's development with great interest," the voice continued. "Your ability to detect deception, your neural technology, your role as peacekeepers, all of these make you uniquely dangerous to our plans. We cannot allow you to maintain this position of influence." Maya's implants suddenly pinged with an idea. If these beings were manipulating quantum states, then perhaps humanity's unique talents could be turned against them. She quickly began coding a new program, combining human neural patterns with quantum encryption protocols. "Captain," she subvocalized through their secure internal network, "I need access to the ship's quantum core. I think I know how to counter their technology, but it's going to require something only humans can provide." Rodriguez didn't hesitate. "Do it. All hands, prepare for quantum core activation." The crystalline ships started charging their weapons, reality itself seeming to bend around their energy signatures. But Maya was faster, her neural implants connecting directly with the ship's quantum systems. She began broadcasting a signal that combined human brainwave patterns with quantum encryption, creating a feedback loop that the collective couldn't predict or control. "Impossible," the voice stated, showing emotion for the first time. "Your quantum signatures are evolving." "That's the thing about humans," Maya replied, her hands flying over the controls as she amplified the signal. "We don't just detect deception. We adapt, we overcome, and we protect what matters. And right now, what matters is stopping you from manipulating the entire galaxy." The signal peaked, and for a moment, reality itself seemed to shudder. The crystalline ships began to flicker, their perfect forms distorting as human neural patterns disrupted their quantum manipulation abilities. "Full power to the quantum core," Rodriguez ordered. "Send everything we have through Dr. Patel's program." The Truth Seeker's engines hummed as they channeled every available joule of energy into Maya's quantum countermeasure. The crystalline ships started to fade, their hold on local space-time weakening under the assault of human ingenuity combined with quantum science. Maya watched as her readings showed the collected ships being forced out of their quantum state, their perfect manipulation of reality disrupted by the unpredictability of human consciousness. They had found humanity's true strength, not just in detecting lies, but in actively reshaping reality through the power of human thought and determination. Haddo of Truth. Intelligence Officer Kai Anderson crept through the abandoned research facility on Europa, his enhanced vision cutting through the darkness. After the quantum confrontation with the collective, humanity had begun discovering similar facilities throughout the solar system, hidden in plain sight for centuries. The facility's frozen corridors held secrets that could reshape their understanding of galactic politics. His neural implants detected residual quantum signatures, similar to those encountered by the Truth Seeker, but these were older, much older. "Control, I'm picking up active data streams," he subvocalized through his secure link. "They're still running experiments here." "Confirmed," responded Director Hayes from Earth Command. "Get what you can, but don't engage if you encounter active systems. We've lost 3 teams already to their security measures." Kai moved deeper into the facility, his augmented reflexes allowing him to dodge the ancient security systems. The collective hadn't just been studying humanity. They'd been experimenting on Earth since before humans achieved spaceflight. A holographic terminal flickered to life as he entered what appeared to be a central research chamber. His implants automatically began decoding the alien script, revealing research logs that spanned centuries. "Director," he whispered, "you need to see this. The collective. They're not just one species. They're a confederation of civilizations that transcended normal spacetime. They've been guiding the evolution of younger species for millennia." His neural processors suddenly flagged a pattern in the data. The Arxer, the Zinthuri, and dozens of other species, all had been subtly manipulated through quantum interference. But humans were different. Something in human consciousness naturally resisted their influence. A soft hum filled the chamber as more systems activated. Holographic displays showed detailed analyses of human neural patterns, particularly focusing on their ability to detect deception and resist quantum manipulation. They've been trying to replicate human consciousness, Kai realized, scanning through the data. Every major conflict, every diplomatic crisis, they were all tests to understand how humans process reality differently from other species. A message flashed across his vision. "CQRATVPROTOCOLSBRDACHED. Initiating containment." The chamber's exits began to seal, quantum barriers shimmering into existence. But Kai had been prepared for this. He activated the quantum disruptor developed from Dr. Patel's research, creating a bubble of stable space-time around him. "Control, initiating emergency upload," he transmitted, connecting his neural implants directly to Earth Command's quantum secure network. "The collective isn't just studying us. They're afraid of us. Human consciousness naturally disrupts their control over reality." As he transmitted the data, the facility's systems launched increasingly desperate attempts to stop him. Quantum fields tried to rewrite local spacetime, but his disruptor held, protected by the very human neural patterns the collective feared. "There's more," he continued, racing through the data. "The collective's manipulation goes deeper than we thought. They'd been orchestrating conflicts between species, preventing any civilization from developing the ability to resist them. Except us." The facility's quantum core began to overload, reality itself starting to fragment around him. Kai pushed his augmentations to their limits, processing and transmitting data faster than any normal human could comprehend. "Their greatest fear," he gasped, fighting against the growing quantum distortions, "is that humanity will teach other species how to resist. Our neural technology, combined with our natural resistance to quantum manipulation, we could free the galaxy from their influence." The chamber's holographic systems exploded in a cascade of quantum feedback, but Kai had already transmitted everything. As he activated his emergency extraction beacon, he glimpsed one final piece of data: plans for a massive quantum operation, something that would alter the very fabric of space-time throughout the galaxy. "Director," he transmitted, his consciousness starting to blur as the extraction field engaged, "we need to warn the Council. The collective isn't just manipulating reality. They're planning to rewrite it completely. And humanity's resistance to their power makes us their primary target." The quantum extraction field enveloped him, just as the facility began its self-destruct sequence, as his consciousness streamed through secure quantum channels back to Earth Command. Kai knew that humanity's role in the galaxy had just become far more crucial than anyone had imagined. They weren't just mediators anymore. They were the last hope for true free will in a galaxy where reality itself was under the control of beings who existed beyond normal spacetime. The question now was, how do you fight an enemy that can rewrite the rules of existence? The answer, Kai realized as his consciousness reintegrated at Earth Command, lay in humanity's unique gift. Not just their ability to detect deception, but their fundamental nature. The unpredictable, adaptable, indomitable human spirit that had allowed them to resist quantum manipulation all along. The neural network. Earth Command's Quantum Communications Center erupted with alerts as entire sectors of galactic communications went dark. Dr. Lena Zhang watched the holographic display with growing concern as her neural interface processed the incoming data streams. The collective's plan had begun. Status report. Admiral Chen demanded, his weathered face illuminated by the emergency lights. The quantum disruption is spreading exponentially. Lena reported, her augmented mind calculating probable outcomes. The collective is using our own quantum communication networks against us. They're not just blocking communications, they're rewriting the neural patterns of entire species. The holographic display showed the spread of the infection. Billions of minds across thousands of worlds falling under the collective's control. But human networks remained resistant, protected by the unique properties of human consciousness that the collective couldn't replicate. We've detected a new pattern in the quantum signal, Araya announced, its AI consciousness fully integrated with human neural networks. The collective isn't just controlling minds, they're merging them into a hive mind under their direction. Lena's neural implants pinged with a sudden realization. That's why they fear human consciousness. Our neural technology isn't just resistant to their control, it actively disrupts their ability to maintain the hive mind. She quickly accessed the quantum core, combining human neural patterns with Araya's advanced processing capabilities. We can use our AI integration to create a counter-signal, not just to block their control, but to free those already under it. Admiral Chen nodded. Do it. All stations, prepare for maximum quantum broadcast. We're going to give the galaxy back its free will. The quantum core hummed to life as Lena merged her consciousness with Araya's systems. Together, they began broadcasting a signal that combined human neural resistance with AI processing power, a hybrid consciousness that could penetrate the collective's control while preserving individual minds. As the signal spread, the hive mind began to fracture. Species after species broke free, their natural thought patterns reasserting themselves. The collective's perfect control was shattering under the weight of billions of minds reclaiming their individuality. But the collective wouldn't go quietly. A massive quantum surge threatened to overwhelm Earth's defenses. Lena pushed her neural interface to its limits, her mind merging even deeper with Araya's systems. We need more processing power, she gasped. The collective is trying to rewrite the quantum laws themselves. Connecting all available human neural networks, Araya responded. Voluntary integration protocols activated. Across Earth and its colonies, millions of humans connected their neural implants to the network. Their combined consciousness, guided by Araya's processing capabilities, created something unprecedented, a voluntary hive mind that preserved individual thought while amplifying their natural resistance to quantum manipulation. The battle for reality itself played out across quantum space as human consciousness, enhanced by AI integration, clashed with the collective's attempt to impose their version of order on the galaxy. It's working, Lena announced, her voice carrying the weight of millions of connected minds. The collective's control is breaking. Their perfect reality is falling apart against the chaos of human free will. As the quantum storm subsided, the galaxy began to awaken. Species that had been under subtle control for millennia experienced true freedom for the first time. And at the center of it all stood humanity. Not as conquerors or controllers, but as liberators who had shown the galaxy a different path. The collective's perfectly ordered universe had been undone by the very chaos they had feared. Human unpredictability, creativity, and the unbreakable spirit of free will. Earth Command's quantum networks lit up with messages from thousands of worlds, all expressing the same sentiment. Gratitude for humanity's role in preserving the one thing the collective couldn't control, the right to choose one's own destiny. Guardians of tomorrow. The Great Hall of the Galactic Council had never been so crowded. Ambassador Sarah Chen stood at the central podium, surrounded by representatives from every spacefaring civilization. The quantum battle had ended, but its implications were still unfolding across the galaxy. The collective's attempt to control reality itself has been thwarted, she announced, her voice carrying across the chamber. But we face a new challenge, rebuilding a galaxy where every species can truly choose its own path. Dr. Maya Patel's quantum sensors detected lingering traces of the collective's influence, but they were fading. Intelligence Officer Kai Anderson's neural feeds confirmed that the last vestiges of their control were disappearing from the quantum substrate of spacetime itself. Humanity never sought to rule. Sarah continued. We became mediators because we could detect deception. We became defenders because we could resist control. Now we offer something more, a way for all species to protect themselves against any future attempts at quantum manipulation. Dr. Lina Zhang stepped forward, presenting the combined human-AI neural protection protocols. These defenses aren't just human technology. They're a synthesis of all our species' unique characteristics, strengthened by our differences rather than suppressed by enforced unity. The Arxer Supreme Commander Vexthor, now free from the collective's subtle influence, rose to speak. We were manipulated for millennia, our natural aggression amplified and directed. Humanity showed us another way, strength through cooperation rather than control. The Zintheri representatives pulsed agreement, their natural bioluminescence now free from quantum interference. Other species shared similar stories of liberation, of rediscovering their true natures after centuries of subtle manipulation. Sarah activated the quantum display, showing the new network of neural defense satellites being established throughout the galaxy, each one powered by a combination of human consciousness patterns and advanced AI, creating a shield against any future attempts at quantum reality manipulation. The collective believed that chaos was a weakness, she said. They sought to impose their version of perfect order, but they failed to understand that our greatest strength lies in our differences, in the beautiful unpredictability of free will. The new Galactic Defense Network hummed to life, its quantum fields protecting rather than controlling. Humanity's role had evolved from mere mediators to guardians of freedom itself, teaching other species to harness their own unique qualities against manipulation. We stand here not as rulers or controllers, Sarah concluded, but as equals who happen to discover our resistance to control first. The future belongs to all of us, shaped by our collective choices rather than imposed by beings who feared the chaos of free will. The chamber erupted in agreement, species that had once been bitter enemies now understanding the true source of their conflicts. The galaxy was entering a new age, one where the unpredictability of free will was celebrated rather than suppressed. As the council session ended, Sarah watched the Quantum Defense Network status reports with satisfaction. Humanity had fulfilled its role not by dominating or controlling, but by showing the galaxy how to protect itself. The silent sentinels had become teachers, guardians of a future where every species could chart its own course through the stars. The collective's perfect order had been replaced by something far more powerful, a galaxy of free civilizations, united not by control but by choice. And in the quantum fields between the stars, human consciousness continued its vigilant watch, a perpetual guardian against any force that would deny others the right to choose their own destiny.